At the beginning of 2004, I became aware for the first time of the intense suffering in Burma. It was about that time that I met Ben Rogers within weeks of being appointed Shadow Secretary of State for International Development, and Ben both described the situation to me and immediately invited me to join him on a trip to the Thai-Burmese border. It was simultaneously a harrowing and inspiring visit. The purpose of the trip was to see firsthand for ourselves and to hear personal testimonies to the scale of abuse, of exploitation, of violence and of suffering that was being experienced on that border by victims of one of the most tyrannical and despotic regimes on the face of the earth. There is a steely determination, an absolute resolve to achieve freedom amongst the suffering people of Burma, combined with a truly admirable absence of bitterness. Rape as a weapon of war, compulsory relocation, forced labour, the use of child soldiers, the use of human minesweepers, the incarceration of people in prison in conditions of quite unspeakable bestiality, religious persecution, water torture, the destruction of crops, the theft of livestock, the dehumanization of a whole people. Every so often, the situation is drawn to public attention. The magnifying glass of global media attention highlights the fact and incidence and scale of what is taking place, but the media are fickle. The immediate crisis passes or is brutally dealt with by the regime, as happened in September of last year, and people think of something else. It's time, first of all, to stop thinking of something else. And I believe that it's for Britain, the European Union and the United Nations to make it absolutely clear to the regime that the abuse, the violence, the rape, the incarceration, the torture, the religious discrimination must stop, and it must stop now. That has to be accompanied by a clear indication to the regime of what lies in store if the exhortation and the request, perfectly reasonable exhortation and request, are not accepted. There has to be a deadline. We've got to say, stop the abuse, release the political prisoners, engage in tripartite talks with the National League for Democracy and the representatives of the ethnic national groups, free the genuine democratic heroine and people's leader in Burma, Aung San Suu Kyi, and show you're serious. And if they don't meet the deadlines, it's for the United Nations to demonstrate that it is a binding resolution that has been passed, and it will be followed by the most robust combination of sanctions that the wit of the international community can possibly devise. And that has to include a United Nations arms embargo. It's very important for people to get involved in CSW's Change for Burma campaign. You've got to have that mass popular demonstration of discontent. We need literally millions of people around the world to say, we're lucky, we don't starve, we eat, we're clothed, we enjoy freedom, we can go to school, we can go to work, we can practice our faith, we have proper education and health services. Above all, we have the freedom of speech and of assembly and of organisation. People in Burma don't have that, so I feel that we've got a terrific personal and collective responsibility to do something. We are determined that the people of Burma should enjoy the peace, freedom and justice which we have so long enjoyed and they have so long been denied.